So all the transform data options are completed. Today we need to discuss a new topic that it is DAX. What is the full form of DAX? Means data analysis expression. Okay. So what is the use of this DAX function? Means if you want to make the things as a dynamic, that means at the time of running a report, okay, user is selecting one particular value, and based on that, I need to display something. I need to calculate something. Okay, that means at the time of running a report, if you want to do the calculation dynamically, at that time DAX function only we have to use it. Only the DAX function we have to use it. Okay, with this DAX function only we can calculate the we can calculate all the calculation dynamically. Okay, so Vijay, so why can't we use an options in the transform data? In the transform data, all the options are available, right? Why can't we use those options? Why we need to create a DAX function? Means those transform data options are static. That means before the issue, suppose for example, if you want to find out month name or like that, that means before the that means if the issue, that means if the output is of static values, if you want to generate a static values, then we have to go with the transform data. But if you want to calculate dynamically means based on the user selection, I want to calculate something. Okay, I want to calculate some minimum maximum value, these things. Okay, so Vijay, some min max, those also operations we can do it in the transform data, right? Then why we required a DAX function? Because based on the selection base, we don't know what user is selecting, right? We don't know what user is selecting. So based on the user selection, I need to perform an operation. Those things we cannot do it in the transform data. Suppose for example, our data is there, like gender column is there. Okay, in gender column, male and female is there. Okay, male, and if I'm selecting male related total number of population, female related total number of population I want to. Does this we can do it in the transform data? No, we cannot do it, because the based on the user selection, that means the calculation need to be changes. That means whatever user is selected, based on that it calculation changes, that we can call it as dynamically. Okay, not static. Static means it is a fixed. Suppose for example, I want to see the male related total says female related, then we can do it in transform data. But based on the user selection, I want to do the operation. Okay, so those things, that means if you want to do the calculations dynamically, then we have to use use an option called DAX. The full form of DAX is data analysis expression. Okay, this is very important in Power BI concept. Okay, this is the major part in Power BI. DAX is the major part in Power BI. Remaining all our direct options will be there, whichever option you require and you have to use it. But DAX function, it is not like that. And don't worry, all these DAX functions are single line of functions only. Okay, just but you have to remember the syntax, what you need to follow it, where you have to use this particular function. You have to know, that's it. Okay, all the functions are single line of functions only. In the single line of function, just you need to pass either table name or column name or anything like that. Okay, but for your scenario, what function we have to use, you have to recollect that function. Understand? That is the main part. Don't worry, I will simplify the things and I will clearly explain to you so that you can remember those things. Understand? Okay, so what are the DAX functions are available? Okay, what DAX functions are available in Power BI? means suppose where the DAX functions is available means go to the Google. Here you can type like a DAX reference. Okay, when you type like DAX reference Power BI, there is a first link is there, right? Click on this link, and after clicking on this link, DAX function, this is the link, it is there. Click on this DAX function link, and see in this particular DAX functions itself, you will see the different categories. Okay, aggregation functions, date time functions, filter functions, text functions, logical functions. There are different categories of functions is there. Okay, in each and every category, when you click on the category, you will see the number of functions are available under that particular category. Okay, all these functions, all these DAX on all these functions, you have to know it. Okay, so there are different in each category, there are different functions are there. Okay, so we can discuss one by one function category. Okay, so what function it is there, how we can use it in Power BI, that we can discuss one by one. So in each and every category, I will explain each and every aggregation, sorry, every function I will explain you. But if you remember all the functions means it's very difficult for you. So that's the reason I will simplify something like, see, for DAX function, I will simplify the things like for each category in real time manner, how the in that particular category, what are the important functions are there, those only we need to discuss it. Understand? Suppose for example, okay, category wise, see here, important DAX category wise. This is option is there. See, for aggregation related function, these are the functions. If you know it, that is enough. Okay, because in real time manner, what are the important functions are there? Those only we need to discuss it. Understand? Like this. Okay. So these are all the different categories will be there. In each category, when you click on that one, you will see the functions of that one. Okay, understand? So this is the link for DAX. So okay, so these DAX functions in Power BI, where we can apply it means, so when you go to the Power BI, where we can apply all the DAX functions means, see, go to the modeling is there, right? Go to the modeling. In the modeling, there are three options are there. In those three options only we can apply the DAX function. That means the first one is new measure, second one is new column, or calculated column, new column or calculated column. Next one is new table. In these three only we can apply the DAX functions. Okay, so wherever you will see these three options, you can apply there itself. Suppose if you go to the home, there you will see the new measure. This new measure and modeling new measure, both are same itself. Okay, when you right click on that particular data set also, you will see an option like new measure and new column. This new measure and new column is equal to this here also. Okay, whatever options are available, the same option there also it is available. Understand? So that means if you want to apply the DAX functions, if you want to implement the DAX functions in Power BI, in these three options only we can apply the DAX functions. Okay, in these three options only we can apply the DAX functions. Okay, in new measure, in new column, or we can call it as a calculated column also, and new table. Okay, so for it is a function, right? Why three different options? Means why can't it be one option? Because because in the DAX function category, there are single return functions also there. Okay, that means single return value output. Okay, it will returns a single value output. It is single value return DAX functions will be there. Okay, as well as row level calculation functions will be there, as well as new table, that means data set creation DAX functions are also there. Okay, so that's the reason there are three different categories are mentioned in Power BI. Okay, so that means all the DAX functions, either you can apply it on new measure or new column or new table. So which DAX function we can use it in new measure, which DAX function we can use it as a new column, and which DAX functions use it as a new table. Okay, in new measure, whatever DAX functions returns a single value, whatever DAX functions returns a single value. Okay, that means, so whatever DAX functions are returns a single value, those you can apply it on new measure option. Remember, whatever DAX functions returns a single value, those you can apply it on a new measure. Okay, new column means new column or calculated column. That means if you want to do the row level calculation. Okay, if you want, so whatever DAX functions returns a row level calculation, that means suppose for example I have a date column is there. Okay, in each and every cell there are different dates are there. Okay, each date having a different month. Suppose I want to display the month name, that means in each and every cell there are different dates are there. That means it is displaying different month names, right? Okay, each and every row it returns a different value. That means whatever DAX functions returns different value on each and every row, those we can apply it on new column. Understand? Next one is new table. New table means whatever DAX, that means whatever whichever DAX functions will create a data set, new data set. That means up to now, how many ways you can create a data set? Up to now, how many ways you can create a data set? Swagat?
Yes, Vijay.
Up to now, how many ways you can create a data set?
Uh, Data set as in like how to create data set.
Uh, in how many ways you can create a data set in Power
Two
BI?
ways.
What
Two
are
two
those?
ways. One we can use get data, and the other one is we can create a table.
How you can create a table?
By going into the transform
Uh,
tab, there is
uh,
an option called create table.
where is that one? Create table? I didn't see that create table. Where is that create table is the?
Sorry, enter data. Enter data. Sorry.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Here also enter data is there, not only in the transform data, in the model also it is available, right? So
Okay.
up to now you will create a data sets in Power BI by using enter data or by selecting a data source. In get data, by selecting a data source, you can create a data set. Okay, another option is by using a DAX function also we can create a data set. Whatever DAX functions creating a data set, those DAX functions you can apply it on new table. Understand? Okay, so these options are very important. In these options only we can apply the DAX functions. Okay, forget about the quick measure, no need to use it. Okay, so always you have to use these three options only. With these three options only we can create a we can create DAX functions. Okay, we can apply the DAX functions here itself. Okay, that means whatever DAX functions returns a single value, those you can apply it on new measure. Whatever DAX functions returns a row level calculation, those you can apply it on new column. Whatever DAX functions create a new data set, okay, those you can apply it on new table. Understand? So like this, use it. So category wise we can go each and every. See, okay, and this in the first category is aggregation functions. Okay, So Vijay, new DAX function, what about this one means? See, every month they are going to release a new versions, right? Sometimes they are adding a new DAX function also. Okay. So those DAX functions are will be there in new DAX functions as well as category wise also it is there. So that's the reason I don't want to discuss about the new DAX function. Okay. The first category is aggregation functions. What is aggregation functions? All these aggregation functions returns a single value or not? What are the aggregation functions, Swagat? In transform data, what are the aggregate functions you have to use it in transform data?
Transform data. Shall I tell you the names of it?
Yeah. Names.
Acha.
What are the aggregation functions we used in transform data?
Sum, minimum, average, count, count characters, and count rows,
Mm.
and sum, minimum, average, maximum.
Mm.
Uh,
Count and
uh,
constant values, right? So
yes,
yeah, that means sum and count distinct values, min,
huh,
max, okay,
distinct
and
values. Yes,
okay. So average, minimum, maximum, sum, count distinct. Okay, these all functions are aggregation functions. All these aggregation functions are written as a single value or not? All these aggregation functions returns a single value or not? See, all these aggregation functions are written a single value. Okay. So what are these functions will be there? Okay. All these aggregation functions returns a single value. Okay. So that means so how we can apply these aggregation functions in Power BI means let's discuss one by one. The first option is approximate distinct count. This function leave it. Next function is average. Okay. So this average function is nothing but calculating the average of that particular column. Okay. This average function we can apply it on either for numeric column or decimal related column only. Okay, average function we can apply it on either numeric or decimal related column. Okay, so you have a formula for average, right? Sum of values by number of values. What is that? Sum of values by number of values. Okay. So but here in Power BI no need to calculate anything here itself. That means no need to write any formula. Just you need to pass either numeric column or decimal column here itself. Then automatically it will calculate the average of the particular column and returns a value. Okay. So that means the rule for average column is either you can take it average on numeric column or decimal column. Can we calculate average on date related column? No, right? Can we calculate average on character related column? No. So that's the reason always average function we can apply it on the either numeric or decimal column. Let's see how we can apply this one. Okay, all these aggregation functions are written as a single value, right? That's the reason. Okay. Okay, so here, so in append one column, okay, so I want to apply the average on this ID column because this ID column is which column it is? Whole number. That means it is a numeric related column. Okay, so average column we can apply it on either numeric or decimal column. So that means so on this column I need to apply it. Then what option I have to take it here? In table tools, when you go to the table tools, which option we have to use? Either new column or new table or new measure. Which option we have to use it? Swagat?
A new measure.
New measure. See, always whatever the DAX functions returns a single value, those we can apply it on new measure. So click on the new measure. When you click on new measure, here, okay. So whenever you click on any particular new measure or new column or new table, whenever you click on these three options, then automatically this formula bar will open. Okay, this is a formula bar. In this formula bar itself, you have to write your function. Okay, not only new measure, for new column or new table, for all these three options, immediately whenever you click on this one, automatically the formula bar will open, and in this formula bar itself you have to write the function, and after writing a function you have to validate that function. Okay, how you need to validate means, see, there is a tick mark is there, right? This tick mark will validate that particular function. Cross button means it will cancel that particular formula bar. If you click on this one, see, that formula bar will be deleted. See, understand or not? So if you click on the cross button, then formula bar will be cancelled. If you click on tick mark, then you can validate that particular formula. Understand or not? Okay, so in this new measure, when you click on this here itself, in the this is the formula bar. Okay, in this window itself, in this box itself, you have to write the formula. Okay, so for that, what you need to do is, what you need to do is, first you have to write the name of that particular measure. Okay, what name it is, that name. Any name you can, whatever name you want, you can give it. But here, always whatever function name is there, always you have to give the name of that measure. Not only measure, new column or a new table also, whatever function name is there, that function name only you can give, because by seeing the name itself you can easily identify it, right? If you give different names, suppose for example XYZ, I'm giving the name, then immediately in that XY, by seeing that particular measure, you didn't understand, right? What is XYZ? In that XYZ, what function is applied? By seeing that you cannot identify, right? That's the reason, for identification purpose, always you have to write the name of the measure or name of the column or name of the table, whatever the DAX function name is there, same name you have to write it. That means here I'm writing average. Okay, is equal to, after is equal to, you have to put, first you have to name of the measure is equal to, after that what is the DAX function is there, that DAX function you have to write it. What is your DAX function? Average. Okay, that function you have to write it. Okay, see here, so that means what is the name of the DAX function? AVE. When you type like AVE, automatically AVE related whatever it is there in this particular, it automatically it will shows. What you have to select it means, see, if it is a DAX function, see, the icon is FX will be there. The icon is FX will be there. That means you have to select FX related function only. If it is a DAX function, always you need to select FX related only. That means here I need to select an average. Okay, see this average, what is the icon will be there? FX. FX related only. If FX means it is a DAX function. Okay, so I'm giving here. Okay, after average, inside of that one, see here, the beauty of the Power BI is when you write a function, okay, automatic, no need to worry about the syntax. That means in that particular function itself, what we need to pass it. If you don't know also, don't worry about it. Because see, on the top you will see the syntax of that particular one. Because Power BI will give the intelligence of that particular function. Average of what we need to pass, clearly it will mention it. And inside the average, column name you have to mention it. What column name you have to mention it, on which column you need to calculate the average, that column name you have to write it. So what is that one? Means append one ID. Append one ID column. Here append one ID column related. Okay. Just you need to pass the column name here. Okay. After passing the column name, so because the same already name is created, name is already created, so that's the reason average I'm giving a different, because with average one the name is already created, so that's the reason I'm giving a different name itself. Okay, and after that click on enter button. When you click on enter button, see, for validating that particular function, there are two options are there to validate it. Either you can click on this tick mark, okay, or else by clicking on enter in your keyboard also you can validate that function. Okay, in any of the option you have to use it. Once it is validated, okay, that is executed. But one drawback is here. In measure value, measure related things, you cannot see the value of the measure. You cannot see the measure. You can see the measure name here itself. Under the fields, you can see the measure. Under that measure, what we can write it, what function we applied, everything we can see it, but you cannot see the result. So then how we can see the measure value means the measure value always we can see it in the card visual. What is that? Card visual. Where is the card? In the under the visualization, there is a card visual is there. Okay, in this card visual, okay, in this card visual itself, when you take that particular card visual and drag and drop the measure value, then you can see the measure value in the card visual. Understand? That means if you want to see the measure value means in the card visual only you can see the measure value, not anywhere. Understand? So that's the reason it is 7. So just to check it whether it is 7 is correct or not. Okay, what is the formula for average? Sum of values by number of value. Sum of values means 23 plus 1, 24, 30, 35. 35 divided by how many number of values are there? 5. Okay, 35 divided by 5 means how much it is? 7. See, the value is showing the 7. Understand or not? This is how the measure value we can calculate it, and the average we can apply it here itself. Understand? Next one is average A. Okay, so
విజయ్,
yeah,
ఇప్పుడు అందులో మీరు రో సెలెక్ట్ చేసేసారా? లేకపోతే జస్ట్ రో టేబుల్ నేమ్ ఇచ్చి ఐడీ ఇచ్చారా? లేదంటే మనం సెలెక్ట్ చేయొచ్చా యావరేజ్ ఫార్ములా అప్పుడు?
ఇందులో జస్ట్ నేనేం పాస్ చేశానంటే కాలం నేమ్ పాస్ చేశాను. ఎప్పుడైతే కాలం నేమ్ పాస్ చేశానో టేబుల్ నేమ్ తో పాటు కాలం నేమ్ తీసుకుంటుంది అనమాట. అర్థమైందా?
అంటే మనం కాలం మీద స్పెసిఫిక్ కాలం మీద సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తే చాలు, ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ఫార్ములా తీసుకుంటుంది.
ఇప్పుడు ఇందులో ఏం చేస్తామంటే మన కాలం నేమ్ ఏంటి, ఆ కాలం నేమ్ టైప్ చేస్తే ఎప్పుడైతే కాలం నేమ్ టైప్ చేస్తావో ఆటోమేటిక్ గా టేబుల్ నేమ్ తో ఉన్న కాలం నేమ్ మాత్రమే సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి నువ్వు. ఎందుకు అంటే దీనివల్ల ఓన్లీ కాలం నేమ్ ఇస్తే ఒక ప్రాబ్లం ఫేస్ చేశారనమాట వాళ్ళు. అర్థమైందా? యూజర్స్ అనేవాళ్ళు. ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏ కాలం నేమ్ అయితే పాస్ చేసావో, అర్థమైందా, ఏ కాలం నేమ్ అయితే పాస్ చేసావో అదే కాలం నేమ్ డిఫరెంట్ డేటా సెట్ లో కూడా ఉండొచ్చు కదా, అవునా కదా?
అవును, మల్టిపుల్ ఉండొచ్చు. అవును, అవును.
అందుకనే వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారంటే నువ్వు ఏదైతే కాలం నేమ్ పాస్ చేస్తున్నావో ఆ కాలం నేమ్ చూడు, ఇక్కడ F1 లో ఉంది, F2 లో ఉంది, F3 లో ఉంది, F4 లో ఉంది, చూసా ఎన్ని దాంట్లో ఉందో. అందుకనే
ఓకే, ఓకే,
వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారంటే డేటా సెట్ నేమ్ విత్ కాలం నేమ్ ఇస్తారనమాట.
ఓకే,
అయిందా?
ఓకే.
అంటే నువ్వు సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్న కాలం ఎలాంటి సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి, డేటా సెట్ నేము కాలం నేము ఏదైతే నువ్వు ఏ డేటా సెట్ లో ఏ కాలం తీసుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నావో అలాంటిది సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి. అందుకనే నేనేం తీసుకున్నాం అనుకున్నాను, F1 లో ఉన్న ఐడి కాలం తీసుకోవాలనుకున్నా, అందుకనే అది మాత్రమే సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి నువ్వు. అర్థమైందా? అర్థం
ఓకే,
కాదు?
ఓకే, అర్థమైంది.
అర్థమైందా? కాలం నేమ్ సెలక్షన్ అంటే డేటా సెట్ నేమ్ తో పాటు కాలం నేమ్ ఉంటుంది అనమాట.
ఓకే, ఓకే.
This is how we can calculate the average. Okay. Next function is average A. What is this average A will do? Means okay. What average A will do? Average A means that means this is also calculate average only. But average A, what it will happen is along with the numeric or decimal values, it allows the true or false also. It allows the true or false also. If it is a true, it will take it as 1, and false means it will take it as 0. Let's see with example. When you click on this particular function itself, you will see what function it is and what is the syntax it is, and everything here itself it will show it. Understand? So that means in the average A, if you want to calculate the average A on this particular amount column, then what will happen means sum of values. 1 means 1, it will take it. 20 means 20. N by A means 0. Null means 0. But true or false also it will accept. I told you, right? In average, so true or false also. If it is a true means it will take it as 1, and false means it take it as 0. And after that it will calculate the average. Okay. After converting true or false into 1 and 0, and after that it will calculate the average on this particular column. Then what is the result it is getting? 22 divided by 5. Understand? Because once again 20 plus 1, 21, and true means for 1, right? 22. 22 divided by how many values are there? 5. 22 divided by 5. Once again. Okay, so that means this is how it will be there. But average A related function, we cannot use it in anywhere in the Power BI. Just but interview purpose, they will ask like what is the difference between average and average A. Okay, for interview purpose only you have to know what is the average A. Okay, what is the difference between average and average A? In average, it allows only numeric or decimal values. In average A, along with the numeric or decimal values, it allows the true or false also. Okay, if it true means it is 1 and false means it is considered as a 0, and after that it will calculate. But this average A related function, we cannot use it in real time scenarios. Okay, we cannot use these functions. Understand? Okay, next one is average x. What is average x? Average x is nothing but, see, it is also calculating average only, but here we can write an expression here itself. Okay, So what is that expression? I didn't understand. Let's see with example. Suppose, for example, see here, suppose, for example, if with a less amount of data, I will explain you. Yeah, see, suppose for example, average x. What is average x? Means, let's see with example. For in this column, I need to see how it will average x will be calculated. Okay. In this one, okay. Average x. Okay. Average x. So here I'm writing same when you click on the new, because average x also returns a single value. So that's the reason I'm applying in the new measure. Here I'm writing the name of that particular measure name, and whatever the function name is the same as it is name I am applying here. And after that, after is equal to, I'm applying the average x function. Okay. Just when you type like average, so here it is showing like different things. Which one I need to select? Average x, because I need to, we are explaining about the average x, right? So whenever you type that one, automatically the intelligence will comes for that particular function. See, first what we need to write? Table name. Okay, table means table name. On which table we need to perform the average x? That table name, that means merge to. What is that? Merge to data set, right? That table name you have to write it. After that, put comma and write an expression here. That means expression is nothing but anything like sum of the two numeric values, or sum of the two decimal values, or product of the two decimal values, or anything. Expression is nothing but anything, product, sum of the two values, product of the two values, and multiply the two values, divide the two values, and like this. Okay, first it will calculate an expression. Okay, suppose I am writing like id. What is the id column here? That id column, that means in the merge to id column plus, okay, and sales column also I need to submit. That means these two columns I need to. That means when you write an mathematical arithmetic operations we are using here, that we can call it as an expression. Okay, that means when you pass it here, close the bracket. When you close the bracket, what will happen? First, it will calculate this sum operation on these two columns. That means first it will sum these two values. What these sum values means? 2002, 3004, and 4006, 10th, 1007, like that it will be there, right? So after that, it will calculate after doing some operation these two columns, and after that we can calculate the average on that particular value. Okay, that means 2002 plus 2000 plus 3000, how much it is? 5000. 5000 plus 4000, 9000. 9000 plus 10,000. 10,000 plus all this sum, 10,000 plus 10,010 and 10,019, right? 10,019 divided by how many rows of this particular table? 4 rows, right? 10,019 divided by 4. Whatever it is there, that it will calculate. That means first in average x, what it will happen is first it will do the operation on this particular one. and after that it will calculate the average. That means here we are doing the mathematical operation is sum. That means ID column as well as sales column, these two columns it will calculate the sum. And after doing this calculation, whatever result we are getting, on that result only we are calculating the average. On that result we are calculating the average function. See, let's see how it will. That means in calculator, take the calculator. Okay. 10,019. Okay. Sorry, sir. 19 divided by how many records are there? 4 records only. Okay. Total records in that particular table is 4 records only. That's the reason. Okay. See what result it is getting? 2504. See, after calculating the average X also, the same result it is getting. Okay. If you want to see the measure value, where we can see it? In the card visual only, right? See, it is in thousands, it is showing. I want to remove that 1000 value. So don't worry about these all options. I will tell you later. Okay, see 2504.75. Here also 2504.75. Like this it will be there. Understand? That means whatever calculations we are doing here, that means expression is nothing but anything you can write it. Two columns you need to submit, or two columns you need to subtract it, or two columns you need to multiply it, or two columns you need to divide the values. Okay, so after doing that, whatever result it is getting, based on the result the average value will be calculated. The average is calculated on that one. Understand clearly? So the expression we can write it. Not only writing an expression, we can write the columns also here. Single columns also we can write it. Okay. In tomorrow's class, we can discuss you about, okay, either you can write an expression or else we can write a direct column also. If you write a direct column here, instead of expression, if you write a direct numeric column, what will happen? It is average axis acts like a average function. Understand? Tomorrow I will clearly show on this particular one. Okay, so this is an expression. So along with the expression, we can write columns also. If you write a column directly, it will average x will act like a average function only. Okay, that we can discuss it in tomorrow's class. Okay, anyone having any doubts in this?